summarize what you've learned about weathering. Let's summarize what you've learned about weathering. Rocks are constantly changing. Freezing and thawing, plants, wind, and pressure can cause rocks to break into smaller pieces. The breaking down of rocks is called weathering. Physical weathering happens when such things as wind and rain break rocks down. Physical weathering causes rocks to simply change size and shape. The chemicals they are made of do not change. Here are some things that cause physical weathering. Water from rain or melted snow enters small cracks in rocks. If the water freezes, it expands. This causes cracks to widen. Later, the water may thaw or melt. Over time, repeated freezing and thawing breaks rocks apart. A plant's roots can force their way through small cracks in rock. As the roots grow larger, they cause the cracks to widen and the rocks to break apart. Some buried rocks, like granite, are changed when heavy layers of rock wear away. The outer layers of the once buried granite expand more than the layers below. This causes the outer layers of rock to peel off like the layers of an onion. This kind of physical weathering is called exfoliation. Winds can also change rock. Winds that carry bits of sand can break down the softer parts of rocks. The sharp edges of sand wear away rock. This wearing away of rock by blowing sand is called wind abrasion. A rock can break down when minerals in the rock are changed chemically. When these changes happen, chemical weathering takes place. Oxygen, acids, and carbon dioxide can react with the minerals in the rock and cause chemical weathering. Have you ever seen an iron chain become rusty over time? This happens when oxygen in air dissolves in water. It then reacts with iron to form rust. Rocks with iron can rust and break down too. Most of the water in rivers and soil contain acids. Decaying plants put acids in soil. Water soaking into the soil dissolves these acids. When dissolved acid comes into contact with rock, the acid reacts with the rock's minerals. The rock changes chemically. After a long time, the rock changes shape and breaks down. Carbon dioxide, a gas in air, combines with rainwater. When this happens, carbonic acid forms. This weak acid can react with minerals in some rocks. Carbonic acid caused this limestone cave to form. Carbonic acid also weathers rocks in soil. Decaying plant and animal matter puts carbon dioxide into the soil. Rainwater enters soil and combines with the carbon dioxide. Soil mostly consists of bits of weathered rock, minerals, and humus. Humus is decayed plant or animal material. Soil also contains water, air, and bacteria. It can take thousands of years for weathering to break down rocks to form soil. Over time, layers of soil called horizons form. Each horizon has its own properties. Soil horizons are different from place to place. That's because the rocks and humus that make up soil are different from place to place. In some places, the horizons might look like the ones in this picture. Physical weathering causes Earth's rocks to break apart into smaller pieces. Chemical weathering also causes rocks to break down into smaller pieces. Soil has weathered rock, minerals, humus, air, water, and bacteria in it. How does the weathering of rock affect soil? Rocks are broken down by weathering into smaller and smaller pieces. These smaller pieces become part of the soil. Match the correct word and its meaning. Type the letter of the definition in the box. How are physical and chemical weathering alike and different? Both kinds of weathering are natural processes that break down rocks into smaller pieces. Physical weathering alters rocks' size and shape without changing them chemically. Chemical weathering alters the rock's chemical composition as well as their size and shape. What might happen if you planted a tree along a sidewalk? In time, the roots of the tree might grow so large that they break through the sidewalk, splitting it into smaller pieces. Are the following statements true or false? Exfoliation and oxygen, carbon dioxide, and acids change rocks chemically but not physically. Write about acid rain. Include details about how it is formed and what effect it has on rocks and soil.